Hello once again YouTube, Chris the Nightbringer here, bringing you some StarMade station reviews, and today we are taking a look at the Contested Station by Dark Inquisitor, and I have taken a look at this outside of this review series on my own in the past, and I must say there is quite a lot to this station. A lot of attention to the details of this station have gone in. Very limited color palette, but it's made up by the fact that there is quite a number of additional colors in cabling thrown around the station, as well as things like these hazard stripes on the cargo containers and other locations, you know, the wires that are connecting all sorts of stuff. It's just it's simple detailing, but it's detailing that really pays off. So we'll start over here, I suppose. You can see there's a massive rail going down the length of this for the crane at the other end. We'll take a look at that in a moment, but let's go through this door and see where it takes us. Ooh, spooky. It's very dark. I know that there's a sort of quest to go through. It looks like there's a little window, viewing area over here. Again, I'm sorry it's dark. We'll see if we can turn on the power and stuff in a moment. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. This may be not the room to do this from. So, if this is... Okay, maybe I'm just an idiot. I just couldn't find the hallway. It's so freaking dark that I don't think... Does this even actually connect? This is just black for me. I don't know. Is there an actual hallway in here? We'll find out. There is a section real quick that if I can get to, I can show you all of this cool stuff. So I believe it's in here. We'll just imagine that we've gone and explored the rest of this station. A lot of this is lit by red lights. The area that I was trying to get through was not, apparently. But if we come down here through this, we can see that, you know, the power is out. And this player, or potentially group of players, I don't know who else worked on the station, has set up a system where the player that finds this station has to turn it on. Which is a little interesting because this is a trade guild station and not an abandoned station. So if we turn on the reactor and the reactor systems, and I think we have to do it to the other one as well. Alright, so we've turned on both reactors. We'll take a look at some of the other things in a moment. We come back here. We activate literally as many of these buttons as possible, aside from the emergency power switch. This turns off all the red lights, but if we hit the other two switches, we get full power to the station and all the lights turn on, and I have to say that is really neat because suddenly this station is alive. So I'm gonna say this right now while we're here, there needs to be, in my opinion, more color thrown in with these hallways. The black is great and all, you know, it really helps when it comes to the darkness of the red color, you know, when the station security or warning system is online, but in a white light it's quite dull, you know, there's nothing going on except these little ribbing bits, you know, these support structures, these beams, and I think it could definitely do with some color. Throw in some blue. I know there's blue under the floor, but that doesn't apply to this otherwise monochromatic, you know, wall. If we come down here, and I believe that's something that needs to be applied throughout the entire station, you know, there's black rooms everywhere that do not have any additional color thrown into them aside from what is inside the rooms, and that does not necessarily make up for the lack of color. So we do have an elevator system. I am not going to actually travel through the hallways because I will get lost. It's been a while since I went through it, but we will check out individual rooms by finding them. So over here we have some rooms. Some more rooms, some more rooms. There's some grating on the floor and the ceiling. Down here, a level below, we have bunks of some sort. You know, lots of people work on this station apparently. An airlock there. Is there any more to this area? No, I guess not. Some cargo areas, and this is really well done. You know, cargo space with, you know, cargo stuff. It would have been potentially beneficial to include cargo crates that were not just simply plex storage, but built structures. You know, they've done so well with creating these little things and these little bits, you know, like whatever this thing is. It looks neat. It potentially serves a function. It looks kind of like some sort of clamp, magnetic clamp, or some sort of piston that extends out and loads the cargo up into a ship. it would have done well to, you know, they would have done well, I should say, to, you know, potentially add in a variety of cargo types, you know, some boxes, some huger crates, some larger crates, I should say, yeah, along with these plex storages here. Although there is very little going on some of these structures aside from, you know, metal framework, they have added a bit of greeble, very little amounts of greeble, but greeble nonetheless, to break up the monotonous of the structure. Right, and it's well done. It's simple, but it's effective, and you know it doesn't stick out too much from the overall design of the entire structure. We have a massive, what appears to be overlooking crane structure, some sort of gantry overlooking the entire station from top here. Pretty neat. I do like that. That's pretty awesome. You know, I have a feeling these players, or this player, took inspiration from real-life objects, because I feel like there's just so much going on here that is inspired by, you know, actual machinery, that they didn't just come up with this entirely on their own. And if they did, then, well, goddamn, props to you guys, or guy, or gal, who knows, because that's some quite ingenious engineering you've pulled off here with all these structures. You know, everywhere you go, there's something to do, something to look at, something that has purpose. This rack right here is entirely designed for the purpose of, you know, containing these cargo tubes, or so they appear to be, right? Cargo tubes along these racks. If we come over here, there's a different type of cargo tube attached to these racks. You know, the stopper for the crane system, or the robotic arm system. I'm not entirely sure if it's a crane. I can't speak. Possibly, it's a fueling pump. We don't know. Actually, it does look more like a fueling pump with this yellow line of cable, or pipe, I should say, or hose running along its length, right? They've even broken it up so that it has actual pivot points. That's phenomenal. What else is there? I do like the fact that it just ends abruptly. That's pretty neat. You know, I mean, it may be a functioning station, but it doesn't mean that it has to be the most aesthetically perfect, you know? In terms of what these people are trying to accomplish, you know, they're just building ships on a large platform, or repairing ships, or unloading cargo. It doesn't have to look pretty, you know? It's entirely acceptable for it to look this way. If we go inside here real quick, you guys get to see the warp core, not the warp core, but the reactor of this station. Quite an impressive reactor, I must say myself. Got a big vent in the back here. And, of course, turning on and off all these systems does different things. So we can see the reactor systems and the reactor core turn on. Those are individual bits. There are a lot of hallways connecting sections of the station together, as well as stairwells and elevators. So, all in all, I must say that the attention to detail on this station is phenomenal. It looks like we have some starter ships here. You know, some potentially damaged starter ships. When I saw this station the last time, there were 2 of these, and now I only see 1, so that's a bit interesting. There's a build block placed here, and I'm not sure if that's intentional or not, or if something went astray and somebody placed that there on their own accord. That is an entirely filled container of some sort. Again, little clamps to hold the containers in place. Right here we have some sort of gantry. What does this do? I have no idea what that did. Haha. Okay. Interesting. And actually, can't I just figure out what this connects to? No? I guess not. Maybe it doesn't connect to anything. Maybe it's just there for show. But anyway, you know, a lot of effort has gone into, you know, aspects of the exterior design. The interior design could use some work, so I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. You know, there's a lot going on, and that's great. But, you know, the overall execution of like things like hallways and rooms could be done a little bit better, especially considering how well the exterior was done. The exterior is like a 9.8 out of 10. It's like almost perfect. It looks absolutely amazing. It could use a little bit more detail on some of the planar structures, but you know, I think the builders realize that, and you know, it's entirely okay if they decided to ignore some of that. They definitely pulled off what looks like a functioning structure, and that's amazing because, you know, A lot of times we cop out and we just, you know, say, oh, this thing works because it's, you know, this shape and it's in the future, and this player or players have created, you know, a massive realistic structure. And that's, you know, that says something. Effectiveness as a trade guild station. You know, it's, I don't even know if you can shop here, can you? No, there's no shop module on this thing. I don't even care. This thing can be a trade guild station any day. You know, it looks like it's functional. It looks, you know, industrial and part of a working, you know, society that creates their spaceships and sends them out into the universe. So effectiveness as not a station, but so much, but a structure in space that you could see. 10 out of 10. This is an amazing build, and I suggest you all check it out and see it for yourselves. So that was contested by Dark Inquisitor. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more of these station submissions / reviews, please subscribe for more, and I will see you guys for the next one.